For today's video, I'm going to be attempting a challenge running Kenshi where I start as a torso. That means no arms, no legs, and nothing to my name. I've also got a pack of mods that I'm using from the Steam Workshop, so I'll be leaving a link of that in the description down below of the video. We're going to be spending a lot of time crawling, and I mean a lot of time. I tried this run a few times already, but on my first attempt right off the bat, I was attacked viciously and devoured by giant bugs that thirst for the blood of cripples. A delicious snack fit for any beast. On the second attempt, some sand ninjas saw me trying to get to the safety of civilization. All they saw was an easy target that they could train their skills on, so they ground me into the sand and I could do nothing to fight back against them. So I restarted and tried once more. On my third try, everything was perfect and going according to plan. I wanted to do this quest with only my limbless character, so I'm going to be sending my little bug friend off into the sunset, never to be seen again. I spawned in the desert and I sent my loyal servant off into the unending dunes of the Great Desert, where he was promptly beaten and enslaved, where he would later die behind bars. I turn on sneak mode to train my stealth, since it's my only defense in my poor state. I slithered my way towards the closest city, which takes a long while, in hopes to find sources of food to sustain my little nugget body, all while avoiding manhunters, looking for fresh meat to put in the mines, and skimmers hungry for a freshly made chicken McNugget. Hours pass as I make my way towards Shobatai, getting ever hungrier. As I crest the dunes, I see the walls of the city and I move as fast as I can at a breakneck 1 mile per hour. I really begin to feel that I truly am the Usain Bolt of cripples, as my speed is unmatched. Once I reach the walls in record time, I see a fallen slave and I slowly crawl up to them, and I suck up whatever loot they had on their person, a bountiful harvest which is surely a gift from the gods. I crawl on through the gates, and the guards watch me and tell me to go on through, wondering how a starving man with no way to defend himself ever survived the Great Desert. A nice show of support for a disabled man-beast like me, and it renews my spirits. And I spot a bar in the distance, and that's where I face my greatest enemy yet. Stairs. As I triumph over the stairs and reach the bar, I take a moment to contemplate my life as a nugget, but my stomach is empty, and I need food desperately. I slither my way into the bar and instantly cram a loaf of bread down my throat like a snake devouring its prey before I slither upstairs in search of gear that I could use. I attempt to pick a lock of a chest, only to be stumped. Defeated by the chest, I crawl around the bar, stuffing any valuable items to sell in the future, as I need money to purchase new prosthetics, as they're quite expensive. Who knows where I keep all of my items, but a magician never reveals his secrets. I continue to crawl around the bar on my little nubs, and I nab food and medicine, and I prepare to make my journey. But before I do, I visit the police station to visit the poor souls trapped in the cages, and I liberate them of their goods. Now that all is said and done, I'm finally ready to make the journey to the next city, inching ever closer to the promise of new limbs. My destination was set. I head off to Stoat with my gut full, and my packs even fuller with booze. As I travel for what seems to be ages, I begin to fear for my life, as I have no way to defend myself other than hiding. I encounter fully grown skimmers that pass me by, but I continue on, protected by the night as it hides my little body. Days pass, and I stare into the sky, sun beating down on my pitiful body, but I press onwards in hope of finding the only things that will truly complete me. I squirm against the sand, getting ever closer to the city, and I am approached by another skimmer. But I was lucky enough to have a traveling band of merchants slay the beast, and I dive in for the kill, stripping the skimmer of its teeth and flesh. A fine trophy for my collection it will be. I continue in the cover of darkness, going as fast as my little nubs will take me. Days pass as I reach the city, and enter without being hassled by the city guards, as they watch in complete awe of my survival. While looking around the city, I notice a slave shop, and I see that the slaves look like they're being taken care of. In this economy, you have to take jobs wherever you can find them. Anyways, I crawl back to the nearest bar and steal more booze and food. After I'm well supplied, I set back off into the desert, alone, defenseless, and afraid. My only true defense was stealth until I am able to get a new pair of limbs for my little meatball body. My next destination was unknown, but I know that I must forge on ahead. I crawl for more days and nights, and I finally see a tower in the distance, and I see some fallen robots that have taken a beating by the tower's inhabitants. I crawl close and I poke my head into their pockets and I take anything of value off of them. They won't be needing any of these anymore since they got banished to the Shadow Realm. I wiggle my way up to the side of the cliff, and I discover that it's home to the Gara fanboys, and I decide to carry on. I don't want any smoke from them because they hurt me with their pocket sand.
Pocket sand!
I continue my journey as I go on for more countless days and more countless nights, until I discover the walls of a city. This is a fine opportunity to make even more cash to purchase the luxury of mobility. As I make my way to the city, I find a fragment axe, which weighs 46 kilograms in the blood-soaked ground. A perfect weapon for training my strength as I crawl through the unforgiving wasteland. I pick it up with my stumps and I put it on my back, and I crawl into the general goods store looking for anything that would help me on my travels. But, as I come to find out, they only sell shoes. I curse the shopkeeper with 1,000 years of misfortune for this insult. I turn around and crawl back into the desert, traveling on in hopes to find a store that would sell me what I really want. After I crawl through the rocky terrain, I spot a small farming village in the distance, and I set off to see if I can make more cash for the expensive prosthetics that I want. I see some mud raptors dead on the ground, and I go up to them and skin them with my teeth, taking their leather for myself. I crawl into the local bar and I sell it to the shopkeeper, and I purchase more food to sustain myself, and I crawl off once more. As I continue to travel, I stumble upon some settlers, friendly people looking for a home, and I take a rest on one of their beds, sleeping with my eyes wide open for threats that might lurk in the darkness. I get up after some much needed rest and I thank the settlers before traveling off towards my final destination. After almost a month of traveling, I see the light of another civilization, one that holds items that I desire the most. While crawling towards the city, a pair of beaked things walk right next to me. I drop my axe and I pretend to play dead, hoping they wouldn't see me as their next meal. Luckily enough, they don't see me, and I pick the axe back up and I crawl into town. After I crawl into the prosthetic shop in vain, I've spent the cash that I've been saving up, and finally, I am complete. I get way too excited and I strike the guards keeping watch in the store, and I'm attacked by the city watch. I tried to run in the police station to hop into a cage to avoid a beating, but I'm knocked out cold, patched up, and put into a cell. At least this prison has a decent healthcare system, so it's not that bad of a situation. At last, my quest was finished. I have finally acquired the new limbs I've traveled so far for. As I lie there in the cell, bloodied and bruised, I smiled. I at least got what I wanted, and I slip into a deep sleep, waiting to be released once again into the world. And that is how this chapter of Torso's journey concludes. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and comment. I could totally make this thing into a series. If it's not obvious, it was inspired by Ambiguous Amphibian's Tor solo run, and I want to try my hand at it for the fun of it. All the footage was taken from my stream over at twitch.tv/Shadronius, and if you guys want to be a part of the recording process, hop on over and say hello. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.